What is going on, guys? It's final here. We are talking about the movie that just came out, the first and maybe more to come Demon Slayer film. And I'm here with overdue Bob Cat 50, aka the Chase Man. What's going on, Chase?
Hey there, Dan. How you doing?
Good, good. What's going on, Paul? Welcome in. Anybody in the chat who's going to be
Yeah,
on the chat?
welcome
Welcome
back,
in.
Paul.
Welcome. Yeah, Paul's in this.
Yeah.
Um, so Chase, I mean, we are both fans of this series for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm the one that I told you about. I told you, man.
You're the one. You're the
D-
one that got me into Demon Slayer.
Demon
You,
Slayer is
you for
this.
like it was probably like 3 or 4 months of you constantly getting on me, being like, "Chase, watch Demon Slayer. Chase,
Yeah,
watch Demon Slayer. Chase, watch Demon." Now I'm gonna do it to you, Paul. Paul, watch Demon Slayer.
yeah,
Paul, watch
Paul.
Demon Slayer.
Please watch Demon Slayer. There's going to be
Yeah,
spoilers in this discussion, so if you want to stick around or
yeah.
don't,
And I do
there's
have new Wi-Fi, Paul, so it should work.
we should be the streaming
It's
should go
yeah,
pretty smooth.
yeah,
That's good, Paul. I mean, go watch Demon Slayer and then come back to this. Anything we talk about in this overall discussion of the film
yeah,
is going to be uploaded on the channel, so everybody has a chance to come back and see or hear what we have to say about this film. Let's
yeah,
get into it. Let's get
yeah,
into it, Chase.
yeah.
Man, so let's get to our rating first. I think we
Yeah.
both agreed we just give our ratings to each other when we're texting each other. We don't know
Yeah.
our overall thoughts. This is the first time speaking of the film, but I believe we both gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we both gave it 8 out of 10. I did watch your review, so I know a little bit of what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of similarities to how I'm thinking. I do know there's other things that I think I really loved about it that you didn't bring up. So I'm excited to
Ah,
like getting
ooh, oh yeah.
deeper into some stuff.
And then I watched. I don't like dub.
See you, Paul.
I
Yeah.
like sub. So I actually got tickets for dub because I went with my friends and they like, you want dub? I'm like, all right, we're watching dub. I heard a little bit of dub before of the series, so I wasn't too mad at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched this dub. You watched this subbed, which
I
I
watched. Yeah.
prefer when it comes to Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
So the difference, man, I think, dude, Inosuke dub is terrible.
Horrible. He is
Horrible.
not. You know who it is too? I don't know if you ever listened to the Attack on Titan dub, but that's Aaron. That's the
Is it
voice actor.
Aaron?
That's
Oh my
voice actor
god,
for.
that's
I could
Aaron.
tell right away. That was like that's Aaron, and he
Well,
does
well,
not fit
well.
that role.
Tanjiro was Simone from Gurren Lagann.
Oh, is he really?
I believe it's the same actor who plays. And it was
That
so
makes
funny. I was
sense.
telling my buddy like he reminds me of Simone, the character,
Yeah,
and
that
then
makes sense.
Simone is playing him. Dude, Inosuke, it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. I don't want to bring when it comes to sub and dub to take away from
Yeah,
the movie, but that one really took me out of the film because Inosuke, I know how perfect it is in the sub, but
yeah,
boy, it was really hard to watch that dub Inosuke.
yeah. I can imagine because Inosuke is like my favorite comedic relief in that show. I think he's so funny, especially in the movie. Just his affinity with the train and stuff just had me dying at points, and it's just the voice actor delivers it so well in the sub. Like the way his grittiness and like the way he hit that animal style to his voice is freaking perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think a lot of his jokes in the film would have really paid off if it was just a different actor
Yeah,
doing, dubbing
yeah,
that voice. Because it kind of didn't work, especially when you get like the emotional payoff towards the end of the film with Rengoku,
yeah,
and then he's just kind of like he's in there for comedic effects, and I didn't like that at all. I was like,
yeah.
just stop where it was. So what are your overall thoughts in the film, Chase? What did you think about it? What was the pros, the cons? Was this what made you give this an 8 out of 10?
Well, 8 out of 10 is because I feel watching it. I was kind of like you. It was that first half of it and stuff. It got me like it's kind of a 7 out of 10 movie. It's good. It's funny. It's the Demon Slayer that I love, but there's issues with the villain. There's some comedic spots that are just kind of unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they do some more here and there. But then the second half came in, kicked in, and second half gave me just that, like it gave me that episode 19 vibes. It gave me like the
Oh yeah,
reason we watched Demon Slayer, like because of that
yeah.
beautiful animation, and just the fights are phenomenal. And my overall thoughts on the movie is that this is a movie that perfectly displays how far Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke have like come in their training,
Hmm.
but how much further they have to go because they are miles behind where they need to
Oh,
go.
for sure.
And the end of the movie kind of gives you like, this is where they need to be. This is where they need to go. Is here. They need to go to this level of where Rengoku is at.
For sure. Like Rengoku is the Kamada of
Yeah,
this movie. Like
yeah,
he's the one that's gonna push Tanjiro further
yeah,
because Tanjiro is way more motivated now too.
yeah,
Even if he was already motivated, but it just made he was so in awe of the skill and power of Rengoku. I thought you're absolutely right. I thought some of the comedic moments were a little unnecessary. You know,
yeah.
I think what really works for this film is a lot of the emotional pull.
Mhm.
But like Demon Slayer the series and the manga, that's exactly why I think we really love it is because the the author, the one who created Demon Slayer, it's a woman who did it. She's so good at bringing those emotional elements, whether it's Tanjiro and his family, or the Rengoku, and his backstory and his demise, and even in a series, you don't we're not supposed to root for the demons, but you see the little humanity they have.
Yeah,
The emotional impact of the scenes catered with a phenomenal soundtrack, beautiful animation. That's what makes Demon Slayer like above a lot of the other anime series that are out there.
yeah.
And this film had that in the throughout the film, especially when we get into the dream sequences with Tanjiro and him having to let go of his family.
Yeah.
You know, but it kind of lacks. My biggest gripe is the Lower Moon villain and how generic and vanilla that villain was.
Yes, but I think by far probably least interesting villain of the series thus far, like the most least interesting demon, in
Yeah,
my
even the
opinion.
even the side villains like in the series were more compelling than that villain. That
Yep.
villain that villain had a stupid ass plan.
Yeah.
Honestly, the dumbest plan.
It was really dumb. I mean, he was just taking over the train and killing people on the train. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, he states in the film like Muzan wants him to keep Nezuko alive,
Yeah.
but he could kill Zenitsu and Rengoku and Inosuke
By slitting their throats.
by slitting their throats. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
as
all
easy
he
as
had to
that.
do.
That's all he had to do. But he
Yeah.
wanted to play with this food, which
Yeah.
was just a terrible, terrible plan
Yeah.
by him. The animation you hit it. I thought it was really great. It was really nice in the beginning,
Animation's so
and I've
good.
seen a couple reviewers that said it gets better like towards
Yeah.
the end, and it actually does because of
They
that
really
final boss fight. You know.
they put the money in there, man. It's just beautiful. And not only that, like the camera angles they go for a lot of it is awesome. Um, I don't even know what kind of animation it's called, but I feel like more animes need to do it.
Well, it definitely was a mix of your traditional anime mixed with a little bit of CGI. They always
Yeah,
put a little CGI in a lot of the animated films.
yeah,
Um, it is so my review. I said that it was a 7 out of 10 until that final third act. The third
yeah.
act is really what made it kind of go. What are some of the things you said that you liked that I didn't touch upon?
So let me think. I know one of the big things was uh, I really loved, like you hit a little bit on like Tanjiro's, like how his family value, like during his
Mm-hmm.
backstory and stuff, like how it showed his family and his connection to his family was something that I loved. I also really, like I've told you before, that Tanjiro is one of my favorite protagonists, like main characters of an anime.
Yeah,
And it's partly like this movie really sells how pure of a person he is.
yeah,
Like he is the
yeah.
most pure person out there. Even when that
Little
conductor,
demon kid.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
even when the conductor stabbed him and he was like falling off the train and he was about to die, his thoughts were, "I can't die right now. not because he can't die to finish his goal, not because he can't die to do other things. He can't die because he doesn't want the conductor to be known as a murderer.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
Like
that's a great. Yeah, yeah. You're
like that
absolutely right.
was his thought process during that moment of danger and like his life being on the line was
And then,
of another person of that he didn't even know who just stabbed him.
and Inosuke's just baffled. Like, who gives a shit about the conductor?
Yeah,
You're stabbed,
exactly.
bro. He stabbed you.
Exactly.
Some could say that's ignorance too. You
Yeah.
know, I think there's been a couple animated protagonists that had that ignorance to them, and
Yeah.
it leads to like a lot of death. You know,
Yeah.
with Tundra though, the guy is not like what I like about Tundra. He's not as far as like Naruto with a talk no jutsu. He's not going to talk you to
Yeah.
death. He's a protagonist that gets the job done.
Yeah.
You know, when he has to kill a demon, he will kill a demon. I mean,
Yeah.
he killed the lower moon in this movie. So, but he's a guy who tries his best. He's a guy. He's a little bit. He has the same kind of storyline like Full Metal Alchemist, where he's just trying to bring back his sister to her
Yeah.
her normal state. But what really makes me love this, he's really witty. He's really quick on his feet. He's really smart. When he figures out like he has to kill himself over and over again to get out of that dream sequence or that dream state, that was
Yeah.
really. I like that. I like that
That was
scene.
cool.
That
That
was
was
pretty dope.
yeah.
What else did you have, Chase? That you find it? Because I did think you're right with the pureness of him too. Is when
Yeah.
that demon kid goes into his subconscious,
Yeah.
and it's just nothing but like beautiful weather.
Yeah.
They're guiding him to the
They
little kind of
literally
like his soul.
they led him to his soul. Like his
Yeah,
soul was gonna let him like
kill
destroy his
kill him.
yeah,
Yeah,
like his soul was
how
gonna let
nuts
him.
is that?
That's how
I kind of
pure.
laughed at that part.
I
I'm not
did
gonna
too. I
lie.
thought, why would you do like
Like
even
what the fuck?
no matter how pure you are, why would you let anyone do that? But that was just his soul. I don't think that was him, but that's just
Yeah,
how.
I thought that
But
was pretty funny.
it was funny, but still, like that pureness that he felt in there, like that kid felt in there, was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I loved about the movie, and we talked down a little bit about the comedic stuff, because they tend to overdo it in certain scenes, or like I wish they didn't go so comedic in the dream sequences of Zenitsu and Inosuke.
Yeah.
But I do love in the beginning of the movie and stuff like that, like just I love the three of them together. And Inosuke,
Yeah.
Zenitsu, and Tanjiro are like, I don't know, you can compare them to the Three Stooges, but they're just one of the best trios, man. They're so funny. They work off each other so well. And Inosuke was hilarious on the way he was acting with that train.
Well, the dub version didn't make me
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it. But you're absolutely right because they all bring something to the table, and you saw that
Yeah,
in the series as well. They all,
yeah.
it's kind of funny because I went back and I watched how Tanjiro was training and those two were slacking off, and they were watching him train with Kano and
Mm-hmm.
everybody. He was getting stronger. I So it was kind of funny because the last animated movie that I saw was with you, and we saw the Boku No Hero Academia
Yeah,
film. And what I praised on that film was the camaraderie and the teamwork in that movie.
yeah,
This one has that at the third act,
yeah,
but I wanted more. I wanted more of the teamwork aspect, maybe in the middle of the film.
yeah,
I was kind of like baffled a little bit where so at Rengoku is our new. He's not necessarily new. He was introduced in the series, but we get to know him more in the movie. He's one of the stronger pillars.
yeah,
He's one of the pillars who goes and slays demons. Love the look of Rengoku. I came away just loving him after this film, wanting more of him. But what I'm saying is like he goes against the Upper Moon 3 at the end of this film.
yeah,
And Upper Moon 3 is constantly telling him you need to become a demon. You should become a demon. We'll have sparring matches throughout the whole, for 200 years, whatever.
yeah,
And Rengoku continues to say like, nah, brah, nah. And Tanjiro's injured. Inosuke smartly knows that he's
mm-hmm.
outmatched. He can't do anything in this battle.
Yeah,
But for me, I know the circumstances, of course, is that Zenitsu was with Nezuko, which Nezuko was barely in this movie.
They really cut her down to just kind of like cutesy appearance every once in a while.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the Zenitsu, ex Nezuko moments. I love that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I love uh, a little romance or hinted romance in my anime.
Yeah.
But if I'm Rengoku, I tell Inosuke, go find Nezuko, bring her ass over here so we could tag team this guy.
Yeah.
Because what is Nezuko? She's a demon. She
Yep.
can regenerate. Exactly what the Upper Moon was
Was doing.
stating to Rengoku, the things he couldn't do. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Nezuko is gonna pummel this guy. She's not, because she's not a
No.
full. She hasn't reached her full potential. But out of all the guys, I would say either her or even Zenitsu maybe, or even all of them together, probably could have at least withstand the Upper Moon until that sun came up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Nezuko? Because I know a lot of she's such a fan favorite
I
for
love
sure.
Nesco. Love Nesco. Everyone loves Nesco. I like him in this movie. The only thing I think I liked that they did with her in this movie was that they showed a little bit of her using her blood fire, her blood
Oh
demon
yeah,
art
yeah. For the ropes, right?
for the
To
ropes and stuff like
yeah.
that. Because that's like the first time we've seen it since episode 19. So it's nice to see her just use it in little ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wish, like, because one of the best parts of the show is Nezuko and Tanjiro
Their
fighting
relationship.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and their relationship together. And this movie decided to separate them this time and have it
Uh huh.
be Tanjiro and Inosuke, taking on that first moon or whatever the
Oh, the
first
lower
villain,
moon, the
lower
lower
moon.
moon
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
Lower moon one, and they had them tag team together, and it was an interesting twist, interesting switch for the show to do.
Yeah,
It did leave me want to see Nezuko with Tanjiro again, but I still did like Inosuke getting his time to fight with
no, that
Tanjiro.
was really cool. I was really surprised on that. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
oh, you know what? If I'm gonna have a team up, I mean, that's the beauty of like the characters is like he could have been teamed up with Zenitsu and it would have been great too.
yeah,
And that's the problem with the movie, and that's why I said that overall, I know it's adapting a lot of things from the manga, but with
yeah,
movies, you have the liberty to change up a little bit of stuff,
yeah,
right? You have the to make the film as good as you can. And I think that they kind of dropped the ball on just spreading the spotlight on a lot of the characters. Some characters get more spotlight than definitely than others. Nezuko, Zenitsu, Inosuke in the first kind of like first act to a little bit of the second act doesn't really get too much to shine.
yeah,
It's more of like they get into they're still in their dreamlike state, which I was kind of like, they're playing it for comedy, but I really want them to get involved with the chaoticness of the film.
yeah,
And so I guess we got to go into Rengoku because one of my I guess it's not too much of a huge complaint. It's what I would have done to maybe make the movie just a little bit more memorable, to maybe itch it even closer to a 9 or a 10 is you make this character Rengoku the main guy in this film. You get more of him and then more of why the Tanjiro is so immersed, or like why this is why I think the movie doesn't. I feel like you need a season to really kind of capture that relationship, you know?
yeah. Because I mean, it's just a movie to build Tanjiro and Rengoku's relationship, and they only really have like two interactions with each other. The initial interaction,
Mm-hmm.
where they talk and everything like that, and they're on the train, and then they go to sleep, and then really it's just Rengoku tells Tanjiro to go kill that guy, and
Yeah.
then afterwards it's just Rengoku having to fight the higher level guy, and I wanted more between them, and then
Mm-hmm.
also like was weird to me about when Goku, and I think I know what they're doing, but they show Rengoku's dream sequence. They
Yeah.
show you a little bit of, oh, here's his father, and here's his brother, and then something happened to his father that now he seems like traumatized and like became a dick for some reason.
Yeah,
And
he's like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. You made this. Yeah.
yeah, and they never really hit on that again. They just kind of hint at it, but they never like expand on that. It
Uh.
seems like that's going to be left for the show because it seems like next in the show that's where they're going to head is to
Well, most
their
definitely.
yeah,
Most
because
definitely.
they definitely hinted at that's the next destination in the show is to his dad to read the scrolls and stuff like that. So they're leaving it for the show, but I was kind of like it just kind of left me being like I want to know. Like,
I
just
think
just tell me.
I think you if you do stay with the dream sequence, you give more of Rengoku and Tanjiro. Or well, you keep Tanjiro
Yeah.
time when he because I think it was perfect uh with him in the family. I think that's as much time as you need to like
Yeah.
really kind of get in emotionally invest when he eventually has to let it all go.
Yeah.
But you have like other things going on, and then I think you stretch out Rengoku's dream sequence. Where
Yeah.
how about you bring in like when his first mission going against a demon, you know? How
Yeah.
about you bring some of those moments, his backstory? How about you bring we know about his mom, we know about his brother. Maybe you give a little bit more in depth of the relationship with those two. You
Yeah.
stretch that out in the middle, and I think you get a little bit more of a better. I mean, the payoff was amazing, but I
Yeah.
think you get a hell of a bigger payoff if you do that, because the beauty of having an anime season is the best example because it's very similar is when Simon and Kamina, right? We
Yeah.
go through the journey of these two and how they're like brothers,
Hmm.
and then something unexpected happens.
Yeah.
And Kamina, if you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, it's been like years, so come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Watch it.
So everybody knows basically. So Kamina
Yeah.
dies, and then that impact with Simone in that scene in that episode just makes it way more
Yeah.
powerful.
That scene messed me up.
Yeah, so I think
We-
this is a very similar kind of situation, but the problem is
Yeah.
with Tundra and Rengoku, when Tundra was so distraught, I was still emotionally invested, but I felt like I should have been more mostly emotionally
Yeah.
invested, if that's even possible. But when Rengoku, so yeah, I mean, like the it was kind of a trip because I didn't think they were gonna stretch it that longer. I didn't think we were gonna get another fight in that long in that third
That
act.
surprised me, dude. That came out of
Hell
nowhere.
yeah,
No.
right? Like
That.
I thought they were gonna cut or like end it where he go like the demon just talks shit and leaves, and
Yeah.
then we get into and then we're gonna get into the second season or the second season. That was like a build up to the second season that this
Yeah.
villain was introduced. But no, man, they went for that. They fucking hit a home run in that third act.
Oh, it was killer. I loved that entire third act almost. It made up the entire movie. Like no matter what issues I had before, it made the whole thing worth watching. Like it like I said, that moment really showed how strong of a show this is. Like why we watch this show and like what to expect from the show going forward. Like this guy is the first guy we've seen of the upper moons. Like he's
Yeah,
the first one we've seen, and he takes on and fucking kills Rengoku, like one of the most powerful pillars. So like that. This is only the first sighting, and there's more to find, and it gets me excited to continue. It gets me excited to watch the series again and again.
and I think that's why we love Rengoku, because the dude was giving it his all, and like
Yeah.
the moves he was doing, the just the ferocity, the just how powerful he was,
Hmm.
and still it didn't really dent the upper moon villain at all.
No.
Akaza, I believe his name
Yeah.
is. Didn't do it. The only reason they survived was because the sun was coming up.
Yeah.
That's crazy ass shit, man. And
That.
that, but it makes me also wonder, what is the ranking of these pillars? Who is the most powerful? Where does
Yeah.
Rengoku rank on all these?
See, I don't
So,
know much, but I've heard Rengoku is supposed to be one of the more powerful ones, but I'm not 100% sure. That's just like the rumors I've heard.
well, with his abilities, it's insane, right?
Yeah.
That shit was what we love about him is just his determination too. Like this
Mhm.
dude really gave it his all,
Yeah. I
and
do.
it was dope.
Yeah, I do love like it was kind of a surprise like theme to it of how it's not in it's not in battle. It's not who lives who wins. It's the one who succeeds in their goal.
Hmm.
And Tanjiro pushes that at the end that Rengoku succeeded in what he wanted to do. He wasn't out there to win a fight. He wasn't out there to just beat him. He was there to save the people. That was his goal, and he saved every single person,
He did.
including Tanjiro. And
Well, yeah, he even told Tundra like, I would be, I would failed if you were to go in there and die.
yeah, yeah, and that's part of the reason I don't think like he didn't want Tanjiro to fight alongside him. I don't think he wanted really anyone like Inosuke or Zenitsu to fight alongside him because I think he was just like I have to fight this because I don't want anyone else to die. That's what I got from his character. He's like I will not let anyone else die. I will do this all on my own to protect others.
Yeah, yeah, and man, I mean, I think it just wanted a little bit more of Rengoku. Just give me a little bit more. I was really shocked that he just kind of like he bit the dust
Yeah,
at
I
the
did
end of
not.
this film, man.
I didn't see that coming at
Which is
all.
great because it does make the movie memorable.
Yeah,
You know, when a character like that and who we barely got to know and we see a little bit inside of who he was, and then yeah, it could still leave an impression like that. Now, I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because
no,
I think the rest of the film was a generic kind of like shonen, was sprinkled with great moments in it, like really good
yeah,
moments. But it was a good watch. Like I really enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed my time watching it.
yeah. No, I
Uh,
agree.
I mean, season two is on its way. I'm very much looking forward to because there is things that happen through the story that I mean we will see other pillars go at it, and just overall I want to see more of this Akaza guy, the Upper Moon.
Yeah,
Muzan wasn't even in this film. Not even
no,
yeah, Muzan I believe
yeah.
wasn't even in this film. Michael Jackson, aka Michael Jackson. Uh, but and then exactly. But I definitely want to see more Zenitsu too, because that freaking character was so annoying in the beginning. Then I started to fall in
Yeah,
love with him because he has just this
he
one move that's super badass.
it's bad. They kind of tamed him in the movie. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't terribly annoying with his screams and his.
No, no, no. Oh yeah, he
And
wasn't.
yeah, I do love Zenitsu. He's got one of the most badass moves. It's one move, but he does it so well,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
so much fun. It's so much fun to see just him go in that sleep mode, and just cut through everything.
I'd laugh my ass off though when he had his little dream sequence with Nezuko, and like
Yeah,
she can't swim, and he's like, oh, or like, the puddles and stuff, and he's
yeah,
carrying her, and then he
nah.
makes this stupid ass face, which is hilarious but adorable at the same time.
I yeah, that was funny. I think he was a little bit taller too. Like his character looked taller a little bit. I could be
Really?
wrong. It
Oh,
looked taller to
maybe.
me. Like they made his
Yeah.
character a little bit taller because like maybe he wants to be a taller person, a handsome.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. It's
it,
probably right.
yeah, and when that kid shows up in his to look for his
His little
spirit thing,
dream.
and
Yeah.
it's like pitch black, and all of a sudden he's right behind him, and that freaking face on him is like only Nezuko is allowed here.
Well, it's so funny, after watching like Mortal Kombat and then watching like Godzilla versus Kong and I think I saw another movie, but going into those movies and then you go into an anime movie and then you have moments like those, you're like, yeah, this is an anime.
Yeah,
Only animes will just put in like super crazy jokes like that or super
random
weird
ass shit.
shit with Lower
Yeah,
Moon turn into this big glob and
big ass
head.
trend.
Yeah, and you know what? The voice acting on that, I wasn't necessarily a fan either of the dub on
Really?
him. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with the sub though. It's like him just talking and talking, and it's not even
About
like you don't give a shit what he's saying.
saying things we already know.
Yo, totally.
I was
I
like,
hated that. I was like, okay, so Tanjiro gets the damn ticket, or he smells that he figures he already
yeah,
figures it out that the
that's the
ticket is the
ticket.
one that put him under like this
Yeah,
fucking state, and
yeah.
then the villain like 10 minutes
It's like,
later says the same shit.
yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. Like, it's the fucking ticket. Move on. Like,
It
we got that.
was oh my god, say something that's like fucking meaningful,
Yeah,
do something meaningful than other than standing on top of a fucking train.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah,
like his powers, like what his abilities and stuff were good for the movie. Like it
yeah.
really did. Like the dream sequences, of course, was like the big part of the movie, and it really worked. I do like that he took over the train. It reminded me a lot of the guy with the bongos or whatever on his fucking chest in the
Oh yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Um,
demon. Yeah,
it reminded me of that where you're fighting a place almost instead of just a demon. You're fighting a freaking place and using the surrounding. They use the surrounding as like their weapon and all that. It was I did like that, but yeah, he was just boring. And like his overall, like when he dies, almost every demon Tanjiro has killed in the show, there's
yes.
been like a little emotional moment where Tanjiro looks at them with his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and they look into his eyes, and they see the
Exactly.
care, like his caringness towards them, even though they're demons. He sees the humanity in them. Like that didn't happen with this one, and it pissed me off. I was like, why do you have a movie like a movie villain? Like he's the main villain to this movie, and you don't give him any like character, like a bit of humanity at all.
Yeah, I think that baffled me too. But the only reason I can give is this demon's that pure evil? You know? Did he not
Really?
have? Because he is a crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's crazy. I mean, it's just like here's the thing. His simple. He's like a lot of other villains and a lot of other things. He wants power. That's his
Yeah.
simple goal is
Oh yeah.
power and power.
Yeah.
The guy, the higher upper moon that comes in later,
Yeah.
him like in just in that 30 minutes, to me was a more compelling villain
Fuck
than
yeah.
he was because he was
Fuck
just
yeah.
like he's like I just want to fucking fight. Like I just want
No.
someone.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
like
want someone to box, dude.
it's
Like that's
it.
so much more interesting to me.
It's fucking Goku. If he was
Yeah,
evil too. I
exactly.
just want to fight. Bye, Chi Chi.
I guarantee that dude would fuck up some planets just to fight.
Oh fuck yeah. He would. He said, "Our universe. Fuck it. Throw it in
Yeah,
there."
yeah, kill it
Yeah.
all. Yeah, fuck
No,
it.
it's insane, right? How like and
Yeah,
they set the lower moon villain up at the end of the last season or the
yeah.
season.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's crazy how there was just
Nothing to
nothing
him. Nothing
to
to him.
him. This is
Yeah,
why I think that it's a lot of downgrade is because of the overall villain. You're only
yeah,
good you're only good of a movie or a show or whatever if your villain is as strong. And I think a
yeah.
lot of people are going to take away like this movie is so epic because of the last villain that came in that
Because of the
last
laugh.
third act. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's not a complete movie right there.
No.
That's not a complete movie. I was so disappointed on Lower Moon, and I did get a lot of I don't know if you got it. I got a lot of Full Metal Alchemist vibes from them though, like the homunculi,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I see like his craziness and stuff like that.
his hand.
His hand. Oh yeah, his hand.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a little. I did get. I definitely got like a homunculi, and there is like Full Metal Alchemist, like of course with Tanjiro and
and
Nezuko,
Nezuko. Yeah.
that element to it. You know, the sibling. That's what you're right. It's strong is when the sibling relationship and the bond.
That's yeah.
You
That's
know.
that's like been some. That's like again. I go back to episode 19. I told you that this movie is a good arc, but it's
Hmm.
nowhere near as good as that mountain arc that they had. Like that episode 19 is still to me the high point, even over the second half of this movie.
Hmm.
And I mean, I love that moment of Nezuko and Tanjiro getting more powerful together. Was just an
Yeah.
awesome fucking scene that made me cry.
Yeah.
Made
This.
me,
Yeah, man. It's just I think they should have done a season,
yeah,
honestly. And like I said, I think they should do a movie. But you know,
yeah.
it's the studio. It's money. I
It's all
understand.
about this
It's all about
movie.
the money.
They're not going to stop. I guarantee this is not the first, and I think other animes might follow suit because this movie made more money than any other Japanese movie has ever made.
Dude, Demon Slayer is the most fucking profitable uh just work that has ever
Hmm.
it's insane. If it's
Hmm.
beating One Piece in manga sales by like
Yeah,
triple the numbers,
yeah.
um One Piece guys.
What
Like
of
One Piece
all?
over there and even like here sometimes it didn't catch on as much as Japan. Like they
Yeah,
fucking love One Piece.
yeah.
They love One
So,
Piece.
and like I thought because recently I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. I've told you about it, and
I need
I
to
thought
watch it. I know
I
it's so
thought
hard to say
people
the name.
I know. I thought people were going to like forget about Demon Slayer and like
Fuck no.
because Jujutsu Kaisen was such a big. It's been the biggest deal since Demon Slayer, and I
Yeah,
think they're almost doing the same thing. I think they're coming out with a movie that's like this. That's going to be an arc. I think I could be wrong. I know they're coming out with a movie. I just don't know if it's going to be an arc.
I know
Um,
it's fast tracking to popularity for sure.
yeah, and I was like, oh man, Demon. People are gonna like think this show's like over Demon Slayer, and like they're gonna talk about this now. But then the movie of Demon, I saw the sales for the movie of Demon Slayer. I was like, yeah, no one's forgetting Demon Slayer.
Well, Demon Slayer, like it's fucking competing against Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah. You cut out. Hold on, you're cutting.
almost died. Dude, yeah, Mortal Kombat barely beat it out
Yeah, that's
in
crazy.
weekend box office, bro.
That's crazy. And
So
I mean, my movie theater, the seats that could be sold out were sold out, and I can tell that night that almost everyone was there to watch the Demon Slayer movie.
yeah, the tickets went on sale, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll get it on Monday. I was like, nah, I'll get it like right now on Sunday.
Yeah,
I got the tickets, and then the next day I was fucking sold out.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that there's only limited capacity in theaters,
yeah.
but you do see the hype around this movie. You see everybody like really excited for it. So the manga is over. The manga's done. So now
Yeah.
we just have the series, whatever movies they want to put out. I'm assuming that down the road there might be a spin-off because this is way too much of a cash cow for these guys. Like
Hmm.
this is probably making it's hard because Naruto has been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball has been in the game for so long. But for being the fastest and the most in like just coming out and just having so many years to work with, and the manga for only being so many years as well out there, this fucking thing has like already made mucho dinero, probably as faster than Naruto and One Piece and all them ever had.
To me, it seems like it has to be the fastest starting like starter for and like the fastest start for an anime ever. Like the biggest. I don't think an anime has ever come in and taken this much money from the masses.
Why do you think that, Chase? Why do you think that Demon Slayer? Because you know I love me some Demon Slayer,
Yeah.
but it's not a plot that's gonna be. It's the execution. I think is what I really love about it, and
Hmm.
just the overall world that it
Yeah.
builds, and just how simplistic it is, but yet sometimes complicated. But why to you, Chase, is this so goddamn popular? Why are numbers killing One Piece, killing Boruto, killing
I
Kaiju?
hope it
Well,
could.
why? Why?
Dude, I feel like Demon Slayer, like there's animes that almost anyone can get into, and this
Mm-hmm.
one it feels like anyone can get into because there's multiple different reasons why you'd want to get into it. Whether you're
Mm-hmm.
a fan of, for me, a lot of it's because of animation. I love the animation. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with it, and that's a huge reason why a lot of people started this because they saw the animation and thought that was cool.
The character
And
designs are phenomenal too.
oh, it's awesome. And
Yeah.
and and then of course like it all depends on how people started and stuff like that. But like everything about it from the music's perfect, the
Mm-hmm.
camera angles that they choose to do in the fight scenes, and then it's got the beautiful character development, it's got the fun characters, it's got the comedic relief. I think it does try to focus really strong on its comedic relief, and it does a really good job at that. And I don't know. I just really think people fell in love with the story. Like people really love the emotional grab to it is really, really freaking good. Again, I'll
Yeah.
go back to episode 19, or I'll go to like just a little bit before episode 19 in that same arc where he kills the woman that was like controlling people with the webs.
Yeah. The I guess you could call it a henchman
Yeah,
type.
she was like the henchman. She was the mother, I believe. She was considered the mother of the
Mm-hmm.
group. And like even that, like that moment for me was like a moment where I was like, damn, dude, this show like really can get deep on just even a small character like this,
Mm-hmm.
where like you just see her like she just wants death. She's asked for death in that
Yeah.
moment. And it's such a deep emotional moment that I've seen. I go on social media and I've seen that scene like through like TikTok and like Instagram, stuff like that.
Oh shit! Really?
I've seen them like do that scene with like a hype music or like this emotional music more than I've seen episode 19 has been brought up. Like people really love that scene, and like there's just such good emotion in the show.
Yeah, and you know that I actually liked. I didn't think episode 19 was my favorite part of the series. It was
Yeah,
one of my favorite parts, but it wasn't my favorite part. Um, I think you nailed it on the head. I think this has action, this has horror, this
yeah,
has emotion, this has sometimes a little bit of mystery to it, a little bit of like what is like the overall kind of like goal of Muzan, or
yeah,
what's the abilities sometimes. It is for everybody. Like it has a little Inuyasha, Fullmetal Alchemist. It
yeah.
has a little bit of Naruto, a little bit of Bleach. You know, it just
Mhm.
really captivates a lot of different genres, a lot of different people, and I think everybody. And then like you said, I mean, the one strong thing about this season and even this movie is the animation. And in the movie, it's once again the score. I think the score is really fucking great in this movie.
Yeah,
And it could just go overboard and overbearing, like especially with the Rengoku and Akaza scene. But
yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't go overboard. It's just right on the money. You
Mhm.
know, I really like the OST and score of this film
Yeah,
and of
it
the
does a
series,
good
of
job of,
course.
of sucking you into the scene. And I love that. I'm so glad we got to see this in movie theaters. That this wasn't a
Yes,
TV
yes.
thing, because it's so fun to watch an anime movie in theaters because the music really hits you well. The beauty of the animation is just in full display, and everything about it just is amplified even more. We cannot let the movie theater experience die, Danny. We cannot let it die.
No, it was great. I mean, it was like it's just so much. Yeah, I mean, I watched Godzilla versus King Kong on my TV, a
Yeah,
75 incher, but when I saw that shit in IMAX, whoo,
makes all the difference.
all the difference. If
That's a
you have a
movie you
good
have.
theater,
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes. I mean, that's a movie you have to see in theaters. I feel like you can't watch that movie not in theaters
yeah,
to
I know,
start off
right?
with.
And then in this one, I think if you watch it in the streaming platform or the television platform, I
Yeah,
think it'll hit to what I was saying. Like this movie would probably you probably in the back of your mind say this is kind of reminds you of a season of Demon Slayer.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, and instead of like the grandeur of like watching it on the big screen, it seems a little bit more like especially that third act, more of a spectacle. You know, more
yeah,
of a treat for you.
yeah,
So the movie theater, I was eating my fucking popcorn, I was drinking my
yeah.
soda.
You had
You
your
know,
Pepsi.
I got Mr. Pibb, man.
Hey,
I
Mr.
went.
Pibb.
So I was
Where'd you
in.
go?
Yeah, I went to the theater that's a little couple cities by me,
Oh,
and they
okay.
have Mr. Pibb. It's not Regal. It's not AMC. It's
See,
Galaxy.
Regal has 3 sodas right now. That's it. They
Ooh,
have
what?
Pepsi. They had
Yes.
Pepsi,
Mountain
Diet
Dew.
Pepsi. No, they had Sierra Mist. They did not have Mountain Dew at
What?
this theater. No, they have Mountain Dew Icy, but they're not doing the ices because of COVID. They
Fucking
had they
lame.
gave me 3 options of sodas, dude. I was so pissed. I asked for an icy first. I was like, you know what? Give me they had Pepsi. I was like, give me Pepsi icy with the cherry mixed in. They're like,
Ooh, that sounds good.
yeah, but they're like, sorry, we're not doing ices right now because of
Then
COVID.
you look at him like, fuck you.
I know. I was so pissed.
I mean, IMAX over there at Universal City Walk, they had option. They had the machine where you could put like vanilla.
Uh,
The syrup. I don't like that. The syrups are gross in there.
yeah,
But they had your options of ices and stuff. And Galaxy, you had an option of ices. And dude, when I saw fucking Mr. Pibb, I was like, give me a Mr. Pibb, man.
yeah.
Give me a
That's all
Mr.
I
Pibb.
wanted. That's all I wanted was Mr. Pibb.
Mm-hmm.
I told the
Um.
manager too that I was pissed about it. And he's like, yeah, I know. Everyone hates it.
Yeah. Yeah. You say. You tell them. You tell them, Chase. You write a letter
I
to them.
will. I live right by the fucking corporate office. My sister is supposed to work for there, but we don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
We'll
So
see. Yeah.
I will go in there.
So getting back to the movie, I
Yeah.
think I believe Tanjiro. So it was pretty badass that Tanjiro throws the fucking sword at Kaza or the upper moon. It looks like he's gonna take the hilt of
Oh yeah.
Rengoku. Yeah, that was pretty dope. I like that scene.
And he used his fire technique on that one, didn't he? Like his fire breathing or whatever that.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I
Yeah.
think he did. I think he did. I think it's so
So
cool. He can go
it
from
was
water
kind
to
of
fire.
I think it was kind of another moment of like showing how strong he can be, or like him at his peak of what he's at right now.
And I believe
Yeah.
that was his dad. Maybe his dad kind of shows up a little bit. He shows up when he
During the dream
throws
sequence.
when he throws like tea at him, and then
Yeah.
I think it was him that he shows up to like kind of like
Yeah.
tell him to use his fucking head.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's and then it's so I the one thing too I would say, because they start off with the main guy who doesn't have eyes, he's burnt on the top of his head, who's the main
Yeah.
guy who has all these pillars. I think they should have ended it with him at the end. You know how they have that little quick scene with Tundro going Rengoku, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think they should have cut that part out and had the main guy who kind of like started the film and end with the film,
Yeah. I see what you
because it
mean.
gives a little nice little narration to it as well. I
Yeah.
do love the crow telling all the pillars, you know,
Hmm.
fucking Rengoku's dead, bro.
Yeah. I like seeing
Yeah,
that moment. Like kind of each of their little reactions. I like
the
um,
little
I, and how each one kind of reacted. Some reacted with more like hatred. Some reacted with more like sadness.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Shock.
shock. Yeah. So it was interesting to see each, and I feel like the show continuing forward. I wonder if it's just going to go down the line, like each arc is going to be like a new pillar or something. I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but that's so far how it's kind of gone. We've gone through Shinobu, and now we're
Yeah.
going through Rengoku. We already know
What's Ginya? We got Ginya in the
Ginya. We
very
know a little
beginning.
bit about him. I feel like he's going to be like the main pillar for us to learn about.
The Sasuke looking motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
He's cool though. I like Ginya.
Yeah, I
Ginya.
do too.
Yeah, and then I think that's a perfect way of showcasing. Listen, guys, you're not gonna get your pillars in here, but here's a nice little sequence, and it's so organic to
Yeah,
introduce. Showcase all of them. Like, my favorite is Kanao.
yeah. I got this.
And
I got the little statue behind me right now.
you saw that in my review. I had to,
Yeah,
had to represent like,
I'm doing the same, man. I'm doing the same.
um, you know what it is? Because I was rewatching like clips of her.
Hmm.
It's because she reminds me of Hinata a
Yep.
lot. Like,
Yeah,
not
she
not
is.
not personality wise, because I think she's a lot more stronger,
I don't think she's
confident.
shy. She just like
No,
she's just broken from her traumatic past.
yeah, I think it's me loving her because of her background.
Yeah,
She was broken stuff. Her
yeah.
her resolve. I love
I'm
her
ex-
resolve.
I'm excited to see like more of her, and I already kind of know that it's her and Tanjiro are definitely a ship, and I want
Yeah,
to see like we already saw at the end of the season like Tanjiro's ability to kind of get her out of her shell.
yeah, I would like to see more of that.
I love that moment. I love that moment with the coin and everything. I was like, I
Hmm.
want to see more of him in his way getting her out of her shell.
I actually would like to see also more of her and her sister, or her adopted sister,
Shinobu,
Shinobu.
I freaking love
Um,
Shinobu.
yeah, I think I know she has a big fucking arc, and I can't wait
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, I'm so excited. She's
I
like so far of the anime, she's one of my top tier like anime waifus, if I'm honest.
You got that one, the little waifus.
Yeah, the waifus. She's near that top of the list, man. I swear.
I
Right.
gotta go. I gotta go. Revi from Black Lagoon.
I haven't watched that yet. I've seen a lot of her though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I guess. Do you have any other kind of thoughts on the film, Chase, before we head out?
I
Uh,
think the only other thing I can think of that I don't think we've hit on yet was I really did like the scene where Tanjiro got shown the nightmare of his family, and
oh yeah,
it's them like, why did you let us die? You let us down and whatnot,
motherfucker.
and
Yeah.
how fucking dare you? And like it, we think at first like, man, this must be fucking up Tanjiro, but then Tanjiro's like, no, I know my fucking family. I know my family. I
Mm-hmm.
know exactly like how that they would not think this way. I know that they wouldn't be angry at me. I know like this is not who they are. It showed his connection to his family very deeply in just that in that scene.
Oh, for sure. That's why we love Tundro, right? It's
Yeah,
because he has that. He's not an idiot.
yeah,
He knows.
yeah.
He's a smart guy. This is the another. Just the showcase of the afterlife too in the series is fantastic.
Hmm.
Uh, my favorite scene is when Rengoku and the relationship with his brother and his mother really hit me hard. And then him telling Tanjiro, like, tell my brother he could accomplish anything basically and do what he wants, and and then he sees his mom as a ghost, like as a spirit. Like
Yeah.
that was fucking great. Like this is why I think as human beings we're fascinated of the afterlife, and we're fascinated we just overall want to think that our loved ones are in a better place.
Yeah.
Whether I think a lot of times like grandpas, grandmas, dogs, or animals, or even like just anybody, cousins, uncles, mothers, fathers,
Yeah.
and this series is able to capture that. Is able to maybe like you could relate. Like if you lost a mom and you saw that Rengoku scene, or if you're really close to your siblings or a brother, or if you
Hmm.
lost a brother and you saw that Rengoku scene, or even
Yeah.
Tanjiro, you had a family I mean, just sadly pass or something like that, like just a travesty. And
Yeah.
you see that scene, that's the shit that gets you. That's the shit that brings you into the series and says, and does it absolutely beautiful. And it also gives you hope
Yeah.
because it also makes you think that I hope that in reality it's similar to like that, where
I can
it's beautiful, beautiful,
I,
Raise.
I can think of like now that you said like the whole thing about family in this show and how Tundra and his family, I you saying that made me think of like 12 different moments in this show where
Hmm.
family was a core theme of the story.
Yeah,
Like from the very beginning, of course, of Tanjiro's like death and his own like him wanting to save his sister from this, but also to the leader of the Pillars, that guy, like his love for his fellow Demon Slayer corpse. Like he sees
yeah.
them as children. Like his love for them. Even going to the mountain arc where he built a family because he wanted to know what it's like to feel love by a family, and
Mm-hmm.
also to like Rengoku and Shinobu and her sister. And like Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, like their brother, like they're a family now, like they're a group.
Mm-hmm.
And like this show, from beginning to end, almost every little story has been about family. And I just thought about that as you're saying, and you're right. Like every little now that I'm looking back on the series, I'm like it's been about family in almost every little moment of the show.
Absolutely. And the what really drew me into this series is when the first time I saw Tanjiro just show remorse to a demon, and then seeing the demon and how it's not one side of the coin, it's two sides of the coin.
Yeah,
There's a reason why they're a demon. It's not Berserk where you fucking kill it, because it's even Berserk has like characters that are like that.
mm-hmm.
I think that's the most similar the best example I could throw out there, because Berserk has demons where yes, they're cruel to the eyes of like us, but they do have a backstory. They do have an origin.
Yeah,
And this series is able to capture both sides of that. You know,
yeah,
um, this is why I love Demon Slayer. This is why if they made more movies, I'd still buy a ticket and go watch.
hundred
This is
percent.
why I'm excited for season two.
So excited.
Uh,
Hopefully, it's not Promised Neverland. It's prom. Let's
oh
hope.
yeah,
That's a.
hopefully it's. Oh my god, did that series get?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even like. Oh wow, yeah. Um, so yeah, man. I mean, it's an 8 out of 10 still in my heart. Of If
Yeah.
I'm honest with you guys, it's an 8 out of 10 film. I wanted to get it a 10 out of 10, but it just didn't reach that hype,
Yeah.
or it didn't. It just certain stuff that I would have changed, or certain stuff that was a little bit, just especially with the villain, the comedic aspects, and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
it still was such an enjoyable movie, and I still had a hell of a time. Um, so that's that. Yeah, man, it's still an 8 out of 10 for me.
It's an 8 out of 10 for me too, just because it's an 8 out of 10 because the final act saves it from being a
Mm-hmm.
generic, boring like 7 out of 10, like shonen movie that they've done a million times,
Million
like
times.
over almost all the Naruto movies
Oh
and the
God, yeah.
My Hero movies. Like they're just generic, boring villains, cool scenes, like
I got a
funny
lot of My
moments.
Hero out of this.
A lot of like the last movie we saw together with My Hero. Like
Mm-hmm.
the villain was boring. Like cool powers, cool scenes. The villain was uninteresting at all. Like not interesting at all.
The thing that it failed though on that movie is that the final act or the final battle of that movie
Hmm.
was kind of reminded me of like a DC property where they just throw a lot of shit at you and
Yeah,
just give you so much fan service and just it's just fucking what the
yeah.
fuck is going on.
Well, yeah. The
And
different. The no, keep. Sorry, I didn't mean to
uh
interrupt you.
the this movie though, look at it, it's the same thing but it's done beautifully and executed better.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is that this is one of the rare times where this movie it's the show continuation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's an arc. Like a lot, when I've talked about it a couple times, I consider it more of an arc than just a movie. It's an arc of the show. Like when I look
yeah.
back in the show, I'm like, okay, you have these different arcs. You have, the what do they call the train, the Muga train.
Mugen Train, yeah.
Yeah, you'll compare it as the Mugen Train arc, and that's how I look at it. It's an arc of the show. It's
Mm,
part of it. It's part of the storyline. It carried in from the show, and it's going to continue. Like the ending of the My Hero movie, we saw Bakugo and Deku like
yeah.
give up one for all to Bakugo. Like that's a thing. Like what? That's all of a sudden like Deku can just give Bakugo his power and not have any repercussions. Like that's not going to happen in the show. They
Yeah,
couldn't do that
right.
in the freaking show.
Exactly, exactly. But I could think of like so many animated films that I think the best one is Akira, where they were able to get the source material from the manga
Mhm.
and make it their own and become like one of the greatest anime movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
With this one, I just feel like they just missed it. They just missed it where it would
yeah,
stand alone as a film. But
yeah.
you nail. I agree with you, Chase. When you say this is like, when people say this is like certain chapters of the manga, you're right. This is like you can actually just go put this on and there's your arc.
Yeah.
That's the arc. So I absolutely agree with you on that point. That's a great way of saying how this kind of is. What this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna end it. That was our thoughts on the Demon Slayer Train to
Yeah.
Mugen film. It was a good, enjoyable watch. I just can't wait for the next season. I think the season is actually hopefully blows my mind. And we see a lot of these. They flesh because I think they're gonna flesh out a lot of these other characters too.
I think so too.
There's other. I'm gonna be covering a little bit of the Boruto chapter soon. I'm on My Hero Academia season 5. Have you been watching that, Chase?
I've watched the first two episodes. 'Cause I'm watching the dub on that. So the dub's just a couple episodes behind. I'm going to watch episode 3 today.
Oh yeah, we'll probably do it. We could do a stream at the end of season 5. Give our thoughts on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get some now that you got a good Wi-Fi, we can get some more anime out here.
Queefy. Yeah.
We can get some anime streams going on now.
Hell yes.
You know what? I think the next stream should be our top 10 waifus.
100%. I'm down.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. We're doing
Yeah.
that.
Waifus.
Oh yeah, I'm jotting, writing it down. Fuck, I
Yeah.
might watch a new
I got
series
like
to see.
5 in my head.
Yeah, top 10 waifus next stream for your perverted anime fans.
Yeah. For my parents to
um,
be disappointed in me.
yay. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a good day. Make sure you come to the Dan the Man Reviews channel and check out all my videos. I got TV, movie. Just did a review on Mortal Kombat. Just did have TV reviews on the Mayans MC. And if you haven't seen Invincible, people are starting to catch on. You want a fucking great series that's kind of a little bit of anime and animation, or that's just beautiful and well done. You watch that series. That's a 10 out of 10 series, and I haven't even been to the finale yet.
Don't overhype it for me, Danny.
No,
Don't over.
it's phenomenal. It's better than Demon Slayer.
Oh shit, Danny.
It's better than Demon Slayer.
Oh,
I said it. I love Demon Slayer. Don't get me wrong. I love my Demon Slayer, but it's better than Demon Slayer. I don't know. It's different though. It's different. I'll give it that. And then also Twitch, man. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch live all the time at Overdue Bobcat 50. That's number one Twitch channel that one day, hopefully. Right now I have not one viewer, but still number one Twitch channel one day. Might as well follow me because what if I do make it big? You can say you're one of the first to start.
You gotta hell yeah, you gotta do the Tundra, man. You just gotta keep going.
Keep getting stronger.
What games are we playing right now?
Games. Well, tonight I'll be playing some Among Us and maybe going to Call of Duty. Thinking about if
Okay.
I can get someone to join me, but maybe Call of Duty and then
Warzone.
yeah, Warzone.
Shoot me your username. I'll
All
get
right,
on
we'll
that.
do. Yeah,
Oh shit, your time's different. Maybe not.
yeah.
Where can we find you when you
Tennessee.
start streaming tonight? What time?
I'm streaming right now, so if you want to come on, I'll be on for the next probably hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm gonna try to be on. So
Okay.
come on, join me, and let's have some fun.
All right.
Yeah,
And then yeah, you guys like the video. It would really appreciate it. It brings more attention to the channel, to our channels. And then yeah, so next stream with Chase, we are going to be doing top 10 waifus. So look forward to that. And then
Shinobu.
I'll give you definitely let you guys know when that's going to be happening. So I want to thank you, Overdue Bobcat 50,
Thank
for
you, Dan
joining
the
me.
man.
And I want to thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys stay